And then what are the assumptions? And then what are the assumptions that we can have? And then what are the assumptions that we can have? So definition, as is, to be, impacts, assumptions, and then method of change. Like how you wanted this as is to be, how you wanted this as is to be. So who is a BA and product owner? What are the roles and responsibilities? Who is stakeholder? What are the types of stakeholders? Requirement means what? Types of requirements, business requirements, stakeholder requirements, and solution requirements. And in solution requirements, you have functional requirement and non-functional requirement. You have functional requirement and non-functional requirement. And functional requirements, sometimes someone asks us to create a functional requirement document. In some companies, they call it as an FSD also, functional specification document. Both are same. And then we try to create transition requirements. But out of all these requirements, let's say any requirement document will have its own requirement document template. But whereas if I wanted to create a requirements with a set of details, let's say a definition as is to be impacts and assumptions and embassy, how does it really works? That is what about any standard requirement document template, standard requirement document template. Let us say somebody asks you to create a requirement document. Okay, sure. Do you have a template for your organization? No. Then I can create one for you, but I am going to keep only these details like what is the definition of the requirement, what is the as is of the requirement, what is the to be of the requirement, what are the impacts of the requirement, what are the assumptions, what is an MOC. This is what how we create the requirement. And then we try to understand BPM, business process modeling, collection of activities that are required to get a desired output from a specific input is nothing but your business process modeling. If you start notating them with any diagrams, if you start making the notations with any diagrams, we call it as business process modeling notations. These notations can be maybe you are going to learn about UML. Maybe you can draw a simple diagram or a simple flow diagram. Anything will fall under BPMN. And then what is BA completeness? What skills as a BA I should hold so that I'll be really feel that okay, these are the 8 skill areas which I need to cover. These are the 8 skill areas which I need to cover. Whether it is the tools and documentation, whether it is the BA directives, whether it is your technical skills, whether it is your technical skills, which is object-oriented approach and UML diagrams, whether it is software development life cycle. So you just need to figure out and your functional domain knowledge. What kind of 1 or 2 functional domains that you need to find out for your profile for the future. So this is about something how you are going to prepare yourself. So now what we are going to cover on today as part of day 2, today as part of day 2, today as part of day 2, we will try to cover BA directives and how projects gets initiated and what is the difference, major difference between product-based company versus service-based company, and then we are going to cover conflict management scenario, because these scenarios usually they'll ask for the interview questions as well. These scenarios something that they're going to ask for interview questions as well. So we need to understand the scenario. And then we are going to understand how to handle change in requirements, and then we'll try to handle about BA do's and don'ts, and then we'll try to understand BA challenges, and then we'll try to know about thumb rules of a BA. And then we are going to learn about software development lifecycle, only just introduction part for waterfall methodology. So how does this waterfall methodology looks like? That's it. So day one, what we have covered about BA insights, BA understanding, what is a BA, what are the requirements, who are the stakeholder, where the core premium people who are going to be actually into your list. Now, day two is about you are trying to understand more detailed levels about the scenarios, what scenarios you come across. Even if you are going for an interview, what kind of scenarios that they can ask and how do you address those scenarios? What is the right way of thinking like a BA and explain them about their particular scenario? And what kind of companies will come and how the companies are going to work. So we are going to understand about that fact. Okay, let's start with day two. Okay. Let's try to understand about uh, holistic view, like how does the whole system is going to work. The whole system is going to work. Let us say there is a company, they wanted to grow. Let me take that company as a MasterCard. The MasterCard, every year they have their own competitors. They have their own competitors and they wanted to compete with them and they need to grow. They need to grow. If MasterCard wanted to grow, they have a specific credit card acquirers who are in the market who are going to be their competitors. Visa is one guy, Discover is one another guy, or maybe RuPay is another guy, or maybe American Express is one guy. So they are the people who are trying to compete with this particular MasterCard. Then MasterCard to stay back into the market, to increase their market value, to be more competitive on their journey on day-to-day basis, or maybe in the current world, what they decide is they need to be having their market share still continue on the right way. So they know they wanted to grow into this direction. If they wanted to grow, they need to increase the customer base. Or maybe they wanted to increase the customer base, or maybe they need to work on increasing the product value and services. For this, they will have one analyst who will try to perform enterprise analysis. Enterprise analysis. Let's say enterprise analysis, we'll talk about details, but what is this enterprise analysis? In simple, you can say they'll do market research analyst will come and they perform SWOT analysis, they perform gap analysis, and they perform different analysis techniques to understand the market and try to propose, hey, these are the things which are going in the market. Sometimes you'll get a survey from MasterCard saying that, hey, can you give your survey? Or maybe any particular business owner will get a survey. Based on all those surveys and all the information what they collect from the market on year-to-year basis, they decided that, oh, let's try to launch a new product into the market, which will increase our product value. So that is nothing but let's start adding airline rewards credit card. Let's start with airlines rewards credit card. Let's start with airlines rewards credit card is something that we really look forward to start with. Airline rewards credit card. Airline rewards credit card. If they want to start with airline rewards credit card, the first thing that they have is their internal team. First, MasterCard will go and find out, do I have internal team to support airline rewards credit card? Do I have my internal team who can really help me out to getting this particular thing to be done? So who can build this up? Okay, basically airline rewards card, if they wanted to have, they have three departments to be required. One is their sales team, one is their sales team, second is their operations team, second is their operations team, third is their technology team. Third is their technology team. Technology team. So before launching the product into the market, after launching the product, sales and operations team will come into the picture. These two guys will come and take the brand into the market, but before doing it, they need the backend infrastructure to be ready. They need the backend infrastructure to be ready. That is what the software application that they need a support. That is what they need to build the software application, which will tell how does this particular product is going to work. How does this particular product is going to work. Now, for this technology, they first try to check internally, do I have any team members within the MasterCard? They'll go and see what is the current strength. Let's say 10,000 people who are. So what does this particular team is going to do? Let's say um, we have 10 developers required. We have 5 testers are required. We have architects are required. We have everybody. Do I have everybody? No. Mastercard will have their own full-time employees. So they are already decided what they are doing. Unless until something comes up, they need an external support. They need an external support. When they really need an external support, they don't have internal team. So they wanted to create a simple document and where they wanted to ask people to give the information. So they capture what exactly they wanted into this, like a business needs, very high level, very high level, and they ask open for proposals. We require proposals from people who can really develop this solution. Request for proposal. They open a request for proposal, RFP, request for proposal. They open a document called request for proposal. They open a document called request for proposal. We are looking for request for proposals. It's a kind of bidding. It's a kind of bidding. Okay. Okay. It's a kind of bidding. And then when they are releasing this particular bidding document, they also ask whoever is going to participate in this bidding. Let us say the IT-based companies, TCS is going to participate, Infosys is going to participate, Infosys is going to participate, Capgemini is going to participate, Cognizant is going to participate, or maybe Atos is going to participate. I don't know whether they are still in business or not. Like, or maybe EY is going to participate. So Deloitte is going to participate. So these guys are going to really ask for, hey, we would like to participate into this bidding. Then MasterCard is going to attach request for information. I need information or whatever information that you really would like to send it to me, request for information. So with RFP form, with RFP document, they are going to give a form to fill the form and send the information. To fill the form and send the information. To fill the form and send the information. Request for information is the form that is attached to RFP. So where they need to fill the form. So these guys have to fill the form and then they need to submit it. They need to submit it by these companies. They need to submit it by these companies. They need to submit it by these companies. Okay. So they wanted airline rewards credit card, and when they wanted to launch airlines reward card into the market, they need a sales team who will try to go and talk to the customers whenever you are visiting to any shopping mall or maybe any airport or maybe anywhere. So there are few people who come to you and say that, hey, new credit card got launched and this credit card is having these many new features. Would you like to sign up for this particular credit card? Or maybe somebody over the call, customer sales team will try to give you a call and say that, hey, we have a new credit card which is suitable to your profile. Would you like to go for this particular credit card? It will give you a lot of leverage or maybe benefits towards your airline rewards. Okay, so this is what your sales team will do. Then let us say you said, yes, I'm interested. I want to go for it. Okay, they'll take your name and contact number, email ID, and they'll pass your information to operations team. This person is interested for a credit card. Can you process their application? So they'll send you the application and you'll fill the application and you submit the application and then the application will be processed. That is what sales and operations does. Technology, who is going to build the backend application for it completely. So that is what where they are going to launch the RFP, request for proposal, request for information. So these guys are going to fill the information and then they submit it. Before they are going to have pre-bid conference. So in this pre-bid conference, it's an open questions. Like you can ask. Like generally, it's like what we generally do. Like every representative will go to the client, like Mastercard, and try to ask some questions. Okay, so we understood, but what exactly you really require inside this? What is the kind of complexity that you see? This is what our understanding is. Our understanding is correct or not? Is there anything else that we need to be overcome? Or do you wanted us to consider anything in terms of timelines, in terms of any complexity, in terms of people? So what not? So you ask n number of questions and capture all your queries answers. After getting all the answers, then these companies are going to submit RFQ, request for quotation. So how much it is going to cost them? How much it is going to cost them? TCS will say, hey, I need maybe 200 USD to complete this project within 8 months of time. This is what how they have quoted. Now Infy is going to say, I need around 220 USD to complete this project. Now Capgemini says almost like I need around 220 again. CTS will say, I need around 250 USD to complete this project. Atos will say, I need maybe around 150K to complete this project. Maybe EY say, I need 300K to complete this project. Maybe Deloitte will say, I need 350K. Deloitte is a costly affair. So 350K to complete this project. So they will submit all these requests for quotations to MasterCard. So MasterCard will review it. Why you are asking this much? Is there any particular reason? So it's not like a code base they are going to choose. They cross-check whether what is their knowledge, what is their intentions, whether they are doing really good, their technical verification, whatever they have mentioned, do they really have that knowledge or not? So they cross-check all that information, and finally, they are going to award the project to one company. Let's say they have awarded the project to TCS, saying that considering your banking knowledge, whether in domestic or international, the way that you have worked on, I would like to give the project to you. In the point that they have given the project to them, they are going to sign SOW. SOW is just like your rent agreement, statement of work, just like your rent agreement. Like if you have observed your rent agreement, what is the duration and what are the penalties and what is the authorities that you have, what you don't have, what is the commonality or what is the space belongs to you, what space doesn't belongs to you, and in case if you try to disrupt something within your space, and what are the challenges that you need to face, what are the legal complications, and SLAs, service level agreements, SLAs, service level agreements. So all those agreements will be captured as part of SOW. This SOW is the final document which will be given to the company. Hey, I think the project is awarded to you and you need to start working on it. So in this context, so people who are working in MasterCard or MasterCard project, either you can be part of MasterCard as a BA. In that case, you will be considered as a product owner. You will be considered as a product owner. So if you are working into MasterCard as a product owner, if you are working into MasterCard as a product owner, then your roles and responsibilities includes enterprise analysis, where you need to understand the market and you need to understand the product features. You need to about the software development life cycle. You need to use your BA skills as well. This is something that you are going to think about a product performance in the market, product and product performance in the market. The same person can be appointed as a business analyst in TCS also. So if you be for the same project, if suppose you have a job in TCS where you joined into service-based company, so over here in the service-based company, you really care about what is your life starts from the requirements. What are the requirements that you wanted me to finish? What are the requirements that you want me to finish? And then execute the project in SDLC model, execute the project in SDLC model. And of course, your BA skills that you're going to use. The only difference over here and here you think about the market, here you think about your product performance, here you think about the product metrics, here you think about how it is going to really give revenue to the Mastercard. Now, whereas over here, okay, you don't care what kind of performance the product is going to do in the market or not. It's not your job. Your job is, I've been given this particular project. I need to execute the project successfully. I need to deliver the project. That's it. So you see product-based companies usually will come any product which is giving services. Let's say MasterCard is one thing, or maybe Visa is another thing, or JP Morgan Chase is another thing, or maybe you can say Amazon is another thing. You can say Microsoft is another thing. Microsoft is another thing. And Google is another thing. And you can try to see Adobe is another thing. So you can try to see any particular company which is directly serving the end users or the customers is considered as a product-based company. Now, whereas the companies which are going to work over here in the service base, these are all comes under service base. They don't care how the product is going to perform. They care about only what they are supposed to do and deliver into the market, right? How the projects will get initiated with the help of RFP, RFI, pre-bid conference, RFQ, and SOW. SOW is the statement of the work which will be given as a contract to a particular service-based company. There are two types of companies available, product-based companies, service-based companies. Both the companies are open for you. So in case if you are going for a product-based company, so let's say MasterCard, Visa, JPMC, Amazon, so Microsoft, this is what it is going to happen. Now, based on the product performance, along with your salary, you will get bonus on this product performance in the market. Every successful product that you launch, most of the product-based company, they wanted to give you the bonus. They'll pay you very high. They'll give you a very good lifestyle, but at the same time, there is a small scale of challenge. At any point of time, if they close, and then you are done. So they'll just shut down the door and then close it. That is the problem with the product-based companies. Service-based companies, they just give you only regular salary and plus variable pay in case if you see the monetary benefits. But if one project is completed, they'll move you to another project. If another project is completed, they'll move you to the third project. If the third project is completed, they'll move you to fourth project. So it's what how it is. In case if you are thinking about, hey, I want to go to on-site or abroad opportunities, so those opportunities are possible over here. Those opportunities are possible over here. Those opportunities are possible over here. Even in the long run, if you are working for a company for long term, so they can file your visa or a work permit for any country. It's not required to be only one company, anywhere they are going to say. This is what how you can see the entire journey. So product-based companies and service-based companies, how does the projects gets initiated is the what it is going to work. Okay. Can you please try to give me a simple write-up about what is a product-based company, what is a service-based company, and how the projects gets initiated through WhatsApp, please? So three questions I want you to send to answers. First question is how projects get initiated. Second, I wanted to understand what is the difference between product-based versus service-based. That's it. So kindly send these two questions answers, 5 points worth of work. Kindly send these 2 points answers through WhatsApp. Kindly send these 2 points answers. Kindly send these 2 points answers. It is just tricking, giving a trick to your brain. So how the brain is going to think about your understanding. That's it, right? What if I don't do it on this? Nothing will happen. What if I do? You could able to get a chance to remember, recollect. So if you observe few things, not now, maybe back in the days of your college or any particular seminars, when you attend all of them, while you are attending, you know everything. But after completion of the attendance, maybe when you are preparing for the exams, when you are trying to see it in the long term, you actually forget the context. The reason is that your brain doesn't store that unless until you give it to a practice, right? So I wanted to try with a simple technique immediately, right? One person has completed. So yesterday's task was around 23 points, I believe. Let's start continuing today's journey. How many points we are going to acquire? How many points we are going to acquire? Okay, good. Six people has sent. I expect today more people are going to participate. So kindly share the details. Kindly share the details through WhatsApp. Kindly send the details through WhatsApp. Kindly send the details to WhatsApp. There are two questions that you need to answer. Okay, okay, good, Raju. Uh, Kindly share the details to WhatsApp. Kindly share the details to WhatsApp. 17 people has already sent. 17 people has already sent. 18 people has already sent. Trust me, this quality, you're not actually only writing the answers. The quality what you are building is allow you to start giving the interviews. Maybe if suppose some walk-in you came to know in the next week on a particular day, you directly go and sit for the walk-in. You'll see, like, let them do whatever they wanted, whatever I know, I'll try to answer. Right? That's what where the change will start. That's what where you will start growing. Simple, right? Just one offer that you require into your way, which will satisfy your salary expectations, is really good for you to go, right? So 24 people have sent, 23, 23, 24 plus 3, 27, 27. Hmm. There are two questions that you need to answer. One is about the product-based companies and service-based companies. Second one is about how the projects gets initiated. That means your understanding about RFP, RFQ kind of stuff, right? So that helps a lot to understand where you are coming from. Because those terminology at a point might little confuse you, but once you start going into this way, it is easy. Okay. Product-based companies, what does they do when they really wanted to start working on it? Hmm. Okay. See, if you observe for one or two persons, maybe if you observe, yes, Rajat, on the same number. So if you observe, then you'll try to see, hey, I think something I'm trying, but maybe I'm little confused about it. I've seen strongest people who has the knowledge could able to write in a simple, different oriented. Okay, very good. Okay, good, good. Yeah. So few people could not able to just get to the point. So get to the point is in the sense, what is this particular product-based companies, especially take an example of a MasterCard, they'll try to build the products to get their market share. And when they wanted to build the products to get their market share, how do they come to know which product they wanted to launch in 2026, which product they need to launch in 2027, which product they need to launch in 2028? That they can do with the help of enterprise analysis. Enterprise analysis, like a market research, SWOT analysis, gap analysis, will help them to start thinking about what kind of products are available in the market, how we need to start compete with them. So they launched their product like this. Once they launch their product with a high level business needs and information, the product based company opens an RFP, request for proposal. When they're opening for request for proposal, they attach a form for the IT companies to fill it. That is what request for information. And once they start filling the details, then it is what is going to be conducted as a pre-bid conference. What do you mean by pre-bid conference? Pre-bid conference is a discussion about or getting the questions to be answered. Every company will set up some time. They'll have one-to-one meeting with the client side partner and they'll try to get the answers to be done, and then they'll go for request for quotation and S4W. Request for quotation and S4W is the statement of work. This is what how they are going to do the entire journey. This is what how they are going to do the entire journey. Um, if suppose how the projects are getting initiated, this is the way: RFP, RFI, pre-bid conference, RFQ, S4W for service-based companies. For product-based companies, the enterprise analysis and the market research is the only way that they can design the products and the projects. Then what is the difference between product-based company and project-based company? Product-based companies generally develop the products which they can sell to the market or end users or the customers. Okay. So they have the market share, they have the product value. But as a BE, if I'm working in product-based company, then I'll be evolved into the enterprise analysis, product features, SDLC, BA skills, and then what is the impact on the market for that particular product which we are launching. Now, whereas service-based company, you just need to take the requirements from your client and understand the requirements, process the requirements, get the requirements to be completed by your team. Your job is done. Simple, right? That's it. So whoever has shared, I really appreciate. You can credit 5 points to you. Whoever is not yet shared, I want you to start participating more. So that is the way how you will try to remember the concept. See, the concept is pretty easy when you start practicing immediately. So just 3 to 6 minutes of work. That's it. Okay. Now, when you are seeing into this world, when the S4W has signed, that means the project has started. That means the project has started. When the project has started, so what kind of things that you really need to be taken care in the project? That is what your BA directives. That is what your BA directives, like how you would be able to understand that particular project. The first of all, the project is assigned. Then what is my role as a BA? How much portion of the entire project I'm going to be involved? So your role as a BA portion in any project. For example, there are different teams. There are teams like business analysts, there are teams like developers, there are teams like testers, there are teams like project managers, there are teams like maybe product owner, there are teams like I can say cloud engineers, there are teams like PMO team, there are teams like maybe infrastructure teams, and maybe there are additional teams who are going to support them, right? So maybe end-to-end teams. There are teams like all in all those teams, BA has to be given minimum at least 15%. The whole portion of the project out of this 100%, other bytes are the pieces. Let's say the 100% of this particular project is a kind of a cake. So out of that, 15% of the portion has to be allocated to BA. That is the major portion. 15% has to be allocated to BA. Rest other will be distributed to the other teams. In case if there is a project where the people are working, so at least 12 to 16% of this particular project team should be performing business analysis. Whether they would like to take out of 10 people, 1.5% as a particular business analyst, or maybe whether they want to take people of out of 100 if they have, maybe they should have at least 8 to 10 business analysts who are working into that particular project, because every 10 people need one particular person who is going to write requirements for them, user stories for them, and analyze the requirements for them. So BA portion in any project is 15%, and the number of people in any team size for the BAs are team size is 12 to 16% is the team size. Now, how does these projects is going to be associated or distributed? The projects is going to be associated either small projects or medium projects or large projects. Small projects, medium projects, and large projects are the three types of projects. Small projects are the projects when they estimate the project. Let us say they got the project. How did they come to a conclusion for 200K USD or maybe 250K USD? How did they can able to code this particular project that this is going to take this much of money? So, and how many people are going to work? For that, they are going to follow project estimation techniques. Project estimation techniques. For this project estimation technique, the most famous and most common one is, a popular one is FPA analysis. That is functional point analysis technique. So do I need to know about functional point analysis as a BA? No. So this is a project manager job. If you are applying for a project manager, then you must be aware of how does the project functional point analysis will be done. In short, they are going to understand, they are going to launch a product, how many functionals are the functionalities that they're going to build. Let's say they're going to build 100 functionalities. Then how much time it is going to take to fill the 100 functionalities? Let's say 10 hours is each functionality. Then they are going to take, let's say, 1,000 hours that they require to build this particular functionality. So this is the way how they calculate, but it is a more deeper into the details about how does it impacts. The second one is t-shirt sizing. So t-shirt sizing is any requirement. Once I define 100 requirements, not all requirements of the same complexity. Some requirements is a extra small requirement, some requirements is small, some requirements is medium, some requirements is large, some requirements is extra large, some requirements is extra double XL. So depends on this particular complexity of the project, they are going to decide. That means extra small is like very simple requirement, very simple requirement. This is simple requirement. This is medium requirement, medium complex. This is complex requirement. This is complex requirement. This is super complex requirement, right? This is super complex requirement. Depends on the complexity, they are going to define, okay, this particular super complex requirement required at least 13 days to finish. Or maybe complex requirement, I need only maybe 8 days to finish. Medium requirement, I need 5 days to finish. Simple requirement, I'm going to take at least 2 days to finish. Very simple requirement, I'm going to finish 1 day to finish. Depends on the number of days, number of hours, they'll calculate and they'll say, hey, this project required this much of money. And in some projects, they would like to go for expert estimation. Expert estimation. So what do you mean by expert estimation? There might be somebody in the similar project where they have already done the similar kind of projects in the past. They know how much time and money it is going to take. So which is going to be considered as expert estimation. So either functional point analysis, either t-shirt sizing, either expert estimation. Any one of them is absolutely good for the people to go and grab the opportunities when they are working on it. Go and grab the opportunities when they are working on it. So over here, if they after doing this project estimation, they are going to decide if the project size is less than 500 hours. If this particular project is going to take less than 500 man hours, we call them as small project. Less than 500 man hours, we call them as we call them as less than 500 man hours, less than 500 man hours, then we call it as a small project. Less than 500 man hours, we call it as a small project. Let's say there is a project between 500 man hours to 500 man hours to 1000 man hours. 1000 man hours. Then this will be considered as medium. This will be considered as medium. And then let us say the project is going to take greater than 1000 man hours is going to be considered a large project. So the projects are decided and designed based on the size of it, based on the size of it. So BA director says BA portion in any project will be 15%. In the whole project, the business analysis time portion would be 15%, whether it is in terms of time, whether it is in terms of funding, whether it is in terms of project occupation. But the team part is 12 to 16% of the total team member should be belong to BS. Now, when we are trying to work on a particular project, we need to categorize the project depends on the size. Depends on the size means money and time and the people. Money, time, and the people are the three which are going to impact for this. So small project less than 500 man hours. Medium project 500 to 1000 man hours. Large project more than 1000 man hours will be considered under your project size. So generally the project size. So when they give a contract, when they're asking us to build a project, when they give a contract, when they give a contract, so how do they really give this particular contract to the projects? So as we see, like they have decided that they want to go with the company called, let's say, TCS for that particular MasterCard project. When they wanted to go for it, so their project estimation is a different technique. As I said, it's a functional point analysis, t-shirt sizing, expert estimation. Now, if you ask me, how do they really conclude these many man hours are going to be done? So that is a specific project estimation towards the formulas that they maintain for their company that we cannot disclose. Let's say a company to company, they are going to have a different set of rules. For example, as I mentioned, right? So there are 100 features. Each feature, some very simple company, they'll say that I need 20 hours for each feature. So then 100 into 20, 2000 hours they need. Then it will fall under large project. For another company, they consider all 100 features is okay, but they're going to take 10 hours for each functionality. Then it will come under maybe 1000 hours. It will fall under medium project. Somebody else for 100 features, somebody is going to take only 5 hours. For each feature, they are going to take 5 hours. Then it will be only just 500 hours. Then it's only 500 hours. That will fall under small projects. So it depends on the project hours estimated by the company is going to be decided. That how do they estimate is functional point analysis, t-shirt sizing, and expert estimation. So when they are giving a contract, they'll give contract in two ways, two types of contracts they'll sign. Either they'll say, hey, I wanted to give the whole amount. So let's say maybe around 200K or 250K, we will give the whole amount. We want you to finish it. So what we are really care about it, when you are going to finish. Let's say what you are going to finish in the first 1 month, what you are going to finish in the second 1 month, what you are going to finish in the third month, what you are going to finish in the fourth month, what you are going to finish in the fifth month, what you are going to finish in the sixth month, what you are going to finish in the seventh and eighth month. Done. So if you are going to tell me what is your first accomplishment, what is your second accomplishment, what is your third accomplishment, what is your fourth accomplishment, what is your fifth accomplishment? What is your sixth accomplishment? What is your seventh accomplishment? What is your eighth accomplishment? That means we are done. That means we will have first milestone in the first month, second milestone in the second month, third milestone in the third month, fourth milestone in the fourth month, fifth milestone in the fifth month, milestone, sixth milestone in the sixth month, sixth milestone, and then we are going to have seventh milestone, Then we are going to have seventh milestone. Then we'll have eighth milestone to finish. Do you really care who is working in these teams? The client company doesn't care. Whatever is the names, they don't really care whether it is Mr. A, whether it is Mr. B, whether it is Miss C, whether it is Miss D, whether it is Miss E, whether it is Mr. F, doesn't matter to them. So who is working, whether they are coming to the office, whether they're doing this, whether they're not doing this, whether they got replaced by somebody, it is none of their job. They don't really care. So what they care is milestone level the company has to complete and submit the project. This is called fixed bid projects is called fixed bid projects. They need to finish the fixed bid projects by the timeline that they have committed. If they are not able to finish, they're going to penalize. They're going to penalize. Let's say, hey, this you are not able to complete and you need to pay penalty for it. That's it. So fixed bid projects. Fixed bid projects usually run based on the milestones. Based on the milestones. What is the milestone? What is the concrete set of unit of work that you can say when you distributed that work equally for the whole time period? First month, I'm going to finish my documentation. Okay, I'll submit the document. Second month, I'm going to finish the designs. Third month, I'm going to start my build. Fourth month, I'm going to finish my build. Fifth month, I'm going to start testing my product. Sixth month, I'm going to do thorough testing on the UAT. Seventh month, I'll be prepared for the deployment. Eighth month, I'm going to deploy into the market and everybody can consume that service in the market so that they can commit for this particular project. Other way around is time and material. Time and materials, T&M projects. What do you mean by T&M projects, time and material? Time and material is they don't really go by milestones. They have their own milestones, but they actually go by the people. So who is working and when they are working. So they wanted to see, okay, in this time and material, I want to see how many people are working in this project. I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 days a week. In this 5 days, I have Mr. A is working. I have Mr. A is working, and I have Miss B is working. I have Mr. C is working. I have Miss D is working in this project. So I want to see what they are doing. So what Mr. A is doing on Monday, what Miss B is doing on Tuesday and Wednesday, and what Mr. C is doing, what Miss D is doing. So what is their role on Monday? Let me try to capture the Monday work, and then Tuesday work, and then Wednesday work, and then Thursday work, and then Friday work. Let us say Mr. A worked for Monday, then he is going to fill 8 hours into his timesheets. Worked on Tuesday, 8 hours into timesheets. Worked on Wednesday, 8 hours. Worked on Thursday, 8 hours. Worked on Friday, 8 hours. So, for example, Miss B, so she worked on 8 hours on Tuesday, Monday, 8 hours on Tuesday, 8 hours on Wednesday, 8 hours on Thursday, 8 hours on Friday. Okay, very good. Now, Miss C, Mr. C, he did not work on Monday, so 0 hours. He did not work on Tuesday, 0 hours. He worked on Wednesday, he worked on Thursday. Again, he is not working on Friday. So the company where he is representing, the company will be paid for only 2 days worth of work for Mr. C. That's how the timesheets will be filled. Let's say Ms. D worked on Monday and worked on Tuesday, worked on Wednesday, but did not work on Thursday and Friday. So this is how the things are going to be captured. So they track mostly the work of the team with the help of timesheets. They track mostly the work of the team with the help of timesheets. So they wanted everyone in the team to fill the timesheets. Based on the timesheets, they're going to calculate the worth of work. So here, if a person is not working, it is accountable. Here, if the person is not working, it doesn't matter because it matters only the milestones. Here, it matters the timesheets is the most important factor for them. There are two types of contracts which will be signed. One is a fixed bid contracts, one is a time and material. Uh, let's try to take in a layman's terminology. You want to construct a 4 BHK house. You want to construct a 4 BHK house. And you went to your contractor. You said, hey, I'm going to pay you around 80 lakhs to build this particular construction. And I will release you the funds on monthly basis. As and when you show, every month you need to show me the progress. If you are showing me the progress, I'm okay and I will release the funds. The first month I need the basement, second month I need the pillars, third month I want you to have the first floor to be ready, fourth month I want you to be ready with the second floor, fifth month I want you to finish the backyard, sixth month I want you to finish the front yard, seventh month I want you to finish the paintings, eighth month I want you to finish the plumbing and electricity work and make sure everything is completed and give it to me. So that is what how you are going to release the funds for them. So all 8 months worth of work, every month you are going to release 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs, and they're done. And who is worked, where they change and what kind of people are coming, you don't really care. You wanted the quality outcome and you're done. Time and material works in a different way. Every day you go and supervise. Oh, who are the people are there in the site today? Okay, there are 10 people. So how much is each person is going to be paid on everyday basis? Let us say every person is getting paid around 1,000 rupees or maybe 2,000 rupees. So let me calculate accordingly. 2,000 into 10 people, 20,000 I'll pay. Okay, one person is not there, so I'll pay only 18,000. Two people are not there, maybe I'll pay only 16,000. So the payment will be based on the time and material for this. So this is as and when it is progressing, the client will have more control and they are going to go for the time sheets. This is what where they'll go with the milestones, fixed bid projects and time and material or billing projects usually you can say. Then, when they are designing everything into this way, if suppose a project is not completed within time and budget, a project is not completed within time and budget, then how do we really see this? If a project is not completed, let's say a fixed bid project is 8 months worth of work, and every month we need to finish. It's been almost fifth month, but the project completion is just 20%. It has to be 50% at least. It has to be 60%, but it's completed only 10%. That means there are chances the project might fail. So that situation is called as scope creep. That situation is called as scope creep. That situation is called as scope creep. Scope creep means a project is not completed within time and budget. A project is not completed within time, within time and budget. We call it as a scope creep. Scope creep is if a project is not completed within time and budget, we call it as a scope creep situation. We call it as a scope creep situation. BA portion in a projects and what are the types of projects, what are the size of the project, and what is the scope, what is a milestone? Milestone is a unit of work that has to be completed within the specified time. And then time and materials is going to be captured with the help of timesheets. If a project is not completed within time and budget, we call it as a scope creep. Now, what are the possible reasons for a project to fail? Is there any possible reasons for the project to fail? Yes. The project might fail because of some concrete reasons. Let's say project might fail if I start giving, I've been given requirements, but that requirements are not appropriate. So improper requirement gathering. Improper requirement gathering can be one of the reason for my project failure. Improper requirement gathering can be one of the reason for my project failure. What else can be the project failure? Continuous changes in requirements. If they keep on giving more changes every time, like every month they are trying to give me new requirements, every time they are trying to give me more requirements, then there is a chance that I might lose my project or maybe my project might fail. My project might fail. Lack of user involvement. Lack of user involvement. What do you mean by lack of user involvement? Let us say I'm building the project for a particular airline customers. I'm building the project for an airline customers, but I never spoke or taken any opinion and survey from airline passengers. I never asked them. So what is your pain point? What kind of benefits you are actually looking for? Do you think that the prices are expensive? If it is expensive, if you are getting some refunds or maybe returns, then how do you feel about that? So lack of user involvement, either they or their representative is not involved into the project might fail. Then what else can we? So lack of management support, lack of executive support. If your management is not supporting on this particular project, there are high chances the project is going to fail. There are high chances the project is going to fail. Let's say I have a project which is going to be completed in 8 months, but I'm expecting something much, much bigger. That is unrealistic expectations. Expectations. I have unrealistic expectations, then my project might fail. I have unrealistic expectations, I have my project might fail. So finally, if I'm not planning properly, improper planning, the project might fail. If I'm not planning the project in a proper way, then the project might fail. If I'm not having the proper plan, then the project might fail. So the projects are going to follow. What are the reasons for project to fail? Improper requirement gathering. They keep on giving the requirement, but they're not finalizing the requirements. Nobody has the clarity what exactly they wanted to be done. It looks pretty simple when you look at from external part, but once you go inside of the particular project, there are projects where the requirements were not clear till the UAT it happens. I have seen few projects which are having such kind of challenges. So improper requirement gathering is one of the reason for a project failure. Continuous changes in requirements. Imagine a situation you are asking somebody to build a 4 BHK. Again, you came for 4 BHK. Again, you went for 5 BHK and then 6 BHK. Again, you downsized to 3 BHK. You keep on changing the requirements. Will they be able to build that particular construction? No, it's the same thing. Continuous changes in requirements might be the reason for a project failure. Lack of user involvement. If you don't involve the user or user representative, it's not necessary that every time we are going to interact with user, even user representative, that means customer relationship managers. That means the people who are actually interacting with the customers, the sales teams. If you don't involve them also, your project might fail. Lack of executive support, especially the management. If the management is not involved, the project might fail. Unrealistic expectations. When I say unrealistic expectations, the project is supposed to be finished 8 months with this particular budget and with this particular expectations. Let's say I wanted to finish 10 requirements, but they are expecting 15 requirements to be completed. So which is not possible. Unrealistic expectations can be one of the reason. Improper planning. So the project is going to take 8 months, but they plan to complete the project in 6 months, or they plan to project complete in 3 months. Then improper planning can be one of the reason for the project failure. But who is responsible for each and every problem? So whom I can really say that, hey, this problem is because of you. Whom I can say this problem is because of you. Is it something I should say um, business analyst is the problem for my project? Or I can say maybe client is the problem? Or maybe I can say management is the problem. What exactly the problem of the problem for the project failure? So can you try to map who can be the responsible for improper requirement gathering and who can be the responsible for continuous changes in requirement for each failure reason? Find out whom you can assign it as a responsible person and send it to me, please. Whom you think can be the responsible person, whom you can think is a responsible person. Planning is usually done by PM. Planning is usually done by PM. Product and service will follow the similar kind of methods. It's like if you're asking about methodology about waterfall and service based, or if you're asking about fixed bid and time and material, so product based doesn't follow anything. So they'll have a different matrix to capture. Fixed bid and time and material will only come when it is a service based company. Only will come when it is a service based company. Okay. So can you map and send it to me? Who is responsible for what? Can you map and send it to me? Who is responsible for what? Can you map and send it to me? Who is responsible for what? Can you map and send it to me? Who is responsible for what? Let's say one is mapping to A, example, or maybe B, or maybe C, like that. Can you send who is responsible for what? This is a 6 points worth of task, but in this task, I'm going to map them correctly. And when I map them, and you can see whether your answer and my answer is same. If the answers are different, then we can try to think how we can see about that. Yeah, so one question is that if you take leaves, then it will be unpaid. It will be unpaid for the company, but it depends on the company contract. If you are a full-time employee for the company, then they won't deduct. If they are, that's why they have the specific set, right? Maybe 10 leaves in a year, they'll allow. If you are crossing more than that, they'll try to cross them as a loss of pay because till that 10% tolerance they have. So for time and material projects, if you are working, if you are taking leave, however, you are a full-time employee for that particular company, let's say Infosys, let's say TCS, let's say Capgemini, they don't deduct your salary. Um, in case if you are taking more leaves, then that will be converted as an unpaid leave. Okay. I think I have received from everyone. Still, anyone else who is sending? Just see how your brain is actually thinking. It's not about right or wrong. It's all about how your brain is thinking, right? It's all about how your brain is thinking. It's all about how your brain is thinking. So kindly send it me the details. Okay. Now, whoever is shared, I really appreciate. Whoever is not shared, then I request you to do it. Okay. Now over here, whoever has shared, you can see how many points you have received. Improper requirement gathering is a responsibility of A and B both. This person is a giver and this person is a taker. So both giver and taker both are having that responsibility of missing that proper completeness of the requirement. Continuous changes in requirements, 100% it is a problem with B. Lack of user involvement is a problem with B because the client did not involve the user. It is you don't know right whom to be involved. Lack of executive support is the problem with the C management. Unrealistic expectations, again, it is a problem with B. The client is having unrealistic expectations. Improper planning, mostly it comes on C. It's the management. In some cases, if you are playing a dual role like a manager come BA, then it will come on you. Otherwise, it will be categorized into this way. So out of six, whatever is right, you can credit the points. Let's say if A and B you are not able to choose and you could able to choose only A, Still you can give a point. Still you can give a point. So can you credit points? Can you credit points? So if 6 out of 6 is correct, 6 points. If 5 out of 6 is correct, 5 points. 3 out of 6 is correct, 3 points. Okay, good, 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 good. Thank you. So please start working on it. This really works very well when you started involved into this. When this starts work very well when you started involved into this. Now, when you really wanted to start working on the project, what is the best way of making the project to be successful? So I understand these are the problems or the failure reasons for the project to fail. But is there any way that I can really manage my project to be successful? So how do I do it? The best way of making anything to be successful is monitoring and control, or monitoring and tracking. Monitoring and a tracking system. If you try to build a proper monitoring and tracking system, any project will be successful. What do you mean by monitoring and tracking? For example, I would like to start creating what kind of things that we need to do as part of the project, what kind of things that we need to do as part of the project. Okay. Let's see how it is really going to work for us, right? So in case if we are trying to see, how do I really create? Okay, let me start creating into this way. I want to monitor my project. I want to monitor my project. So to monitor my project, I would like to say, this is my serial number. This is my module. This is my task. This is my task. This is my start date. This is my end date. This is my end date. This is my start date. This is my end date. This is my start date. This is my end date. And this is my start date and this is my end date. This is the person who is responsible for this task. This is the person who is responsible for task. So if I start working on it, so maybe I'm going to work on the module. Let's say, um, in case if I want to start the module analysis module or research module, I'll say research module. Research module. In the research module, we need to perform extract data. Start date for extracting the data is the 5th April 2026. So the expectation is it should be completed by 6th April 2026. 6th April 2026. And who has to complete it? Let's say Mr. A has to be completing this task. And what is the status? Let's say they have just started. They have started. I can say work in progress. That's I can say work in progress. Second task I have, which is more summary of the work. So after extracting the data, I want them to analyze and prepare a summary document. Prepare summary document. Prepare a summary document. And this preparation of summary document, summary. This preparation of summary document, they're going to start on 7th April, 7th April, going to finish on 10th April because they need to prepare the summary for the executive board review. And who is responsible for this? Maybe Miss B is responsible. It is started? No, not started. Not started. Third one is a third task. That means finalize the project. So maybe I can say the project kickoff. Project kickoff is the next module. In this project kickoff module, they're going to prepare project documentation, project charter. I can say project charter. They're going to prepare a project charter. So this has to be finished 11th April. They're going to start. They're going to finish by 15th April. 15th April. So whose responsibility is? Again, we have given this responsibility to Miss P, and it is not started. And then the fourth one that we are going to say, develop solution. Develop solution. So I can say solutioning. Solutioning. So and part of solutioning, then we are going to develop solution. Develop solution. So when it is going to start, 16th April, and it has to be finished by 17th April. It has to be done by Mr. C. It's not yet started. Not started. If we start capturing the detail level of each and every task that we are going to perform as part of this, will be coming to you as a kind of Gantt chart. It is what a project tracking or a Gantt chart. Project tracking or a Gantt chart. It is called as a Gantt chart. Gantt. Gantt chart. What is this Gantt chart is about? This Gantt chart is about you to tell you, hey, how do you really plan your entire project? So in case if you wanted to create any particular chart for your project monitoring purpose, I will say try to use this Gantt chart for you to do it. Try to use this Gantt charts for you to do it. So in simple terms, I'll try to show you one Gantt chart as well. So this is the way how the Gantt chart should look like. You will go each and every detail level of information, task owner, status, start date, end date, number of days, and even you can create the number of weeks, the way how it is going to progress. When it is going to start, for example, phase 2, find opportunity to check viability. So which starts on 9/5, which is going to end at 9/19. So is this particular project is started or not? When it is going to end? How many days they are going to spend? So over here, this is completed, this is completed, this is in progress, this is overdue. So you are going to update the status accordingly. So creating the Gantt chart is something that you can start working on it. Okay, creating the Gantt chart will help you to monitor and track the project in a right way so that the project can be successful. Good. Now, can you create a Gantt chart? Not now, maybe over this weekend, maybe from Monday to Friday. Can you create a Gantt chart for what? Gantt chart to create a monitor and tracking system for your progress in BA. So how do you really want to add tasks? You can start adding what is phase 1. You can start adding what is phase 1, what is phase 2, what is phase 3. You try to add your phase 1 is something. You try to add your phase 1 is something that you can start making your phase 1 as maybe your preparation plan or maybe theory sessions. Phase 2 would be your practicals. Phase 3 would be something that you are going to deal with your market or the opportunities. So create a Gantt chart in such a way where you are trying to make how do you achieve your BA. So what are the step-by-step approach? Whatever you can understand. If you need that sample, you can ping me on WhatsApp tomorrow, and then I'm going to share that sample so that you can use it, or so that you can start following the similar steps to create a Gantt chart, how you are going to achieve your BA. Like your end goal of this particular Gantt chart is to get an offer as a BA. But to get an offer as a BA, what are the different tasks that you need to start drill down so that you will start getting it? So create a Gantt chart for your preparation plan into the BA aspects. Okay. That includes The dates, that includes the time, that includes the task that you have already started, that includes the task that you have not yet completed, everything that you can include as part of this particular journey. Okay. You can use Excel or MPP, Microsoft Project Plan. In Excel also they are giving MPP, Microsoft Project Plan, as a tool that you can use. MPP, Microsoft Project Plan, MPP, Microsoft Project Plan. In latest Excel, they are giving MPP, Microsoft Project Plan. Or maybe if there are any other tools in the market, you can give it a try. So you just need to input the data, what task you are, of course, you are the owner of it, task owner, and what task and what dates and what timing you need to give. Maybe it will create by its own as well. So create one MPP, Microsoft Project Plan, for you to achieve BA goal. If you remember, yesterday you promised two things, like how soon you wanted to become BA. I asked this question. You said some people say 2 to 3 months, some people said 4 months, some people said 6 months. So people mentioned depends on their possible way. Now you can use this as your timeline. Your project timeline is whatever you have decided, right? And also I have asked one more question. How much time you are going to dedicate on preparation. So someone said that 1 hour, somebody said 2 hours, somebody said 1 to 2 hours, somebody said around 4 hours in a day. So it depends on the time slot that you have dedicated. Now you create your own Gantt chart and send it to me. You create your own Gantt chart and send it to me, please. So this is something that you can write it down somewhere in your, okay. The best way is that you open your mobile, you go to the calendar, you open your mobile, you go to the calendar and you try to add this task to your calendar. When is the due date? Maybe by Wednesday is the due date. So Wednesday is 6th, 7th, 8th. 8th is the due date that you need to send it to me. So add on 8th. Today I must submit my Gantt chart to achieve BA goal with the commitment that I have promised, how many months I want to achieve, and how soon, how many hours that I'm going to prepare in a day, right? So this is important for me. This shows me what commitment that you have towards your goal. Simple, right? So future somebody will come back to me saying that I'm trying but things are not in the right line, or maybe I'm trying, I want to achieve something but I'm facing challenges. Immediately I'll go back and see what is your Gantt chart and then whether you have followed their Gantt chart or not. If suppose some overdues and delays are there, how can you overcome those overdues and delays? Then we are going to make it happen. Simple, right? It's a very simple process that you need to follow. Everything is a committed way that we are going to go so that we will be able to achieve this. Okay, good. And as a BA, how do I ask questions in any particular requirement gathering? Simple. 5W1H. This is the best tool that you are going to implement. So for any particular problem that you are going to ask questions, what, why, when, where, and who, and how. If you try to create any particular requirement with this kind of question, then you will be able to make it. For example, I wanted to launch a new Amazon Pay Plus as a product. Okay, this is what my new project is, Amazon Pay Plus. Amazon Pay Plus is my new product. Can you create questions associated with this tagline for Amazon Pay Plus and send it to me? Can you create questions which are associated with Amazon Pay Plus, with associated with what, why, when, where, who, how? Maybe these are the questions which you are going to ask your future client. Can you send it to me? Sample chat you need to ask me tomorrow because I'll clear all my WhatsApp messages reading by your tomorrow morning. So by that time, I'll be able to be ready with sharing the Gantt chart. So please ask me tomorrow around 9 a.m. Please ask me tomorrow at 9 a.m. Okay. Now you are going to send it to me. Now you are going to send it to me. Now you are going to send it to me. Now you are going to send it to me. How you are going to draft questions to your client with the help of 5W1H if the project is Amazon Pay Plus. If the project is Amazon Pay Plus, try yourself to make more elaborative questions so that you'll get more information from them. You'll get more information from your client. I request everybody to participate. Still, I see, I don't know, like whether it is your day one, day two, maybe you are repeating for this, or maybe it's a new thing for you. If it is new thing, still you need to participate. I want you to make mistakes. It's absolutely fine. If you don't do it, then you lose that quality of trying for something new. Please try to participate. I'm expecting at least 80% of the crowd is going to send me the questions. If you are really log in once with, I mean, if everybody is a single person, right? Every person I'm seeing as a single person, I'm expecting that. So kindly send the details and more responsible from now. When you are sending the questions, more responsible rather than just throwing any question that comes into your mind. You need to start thinking, how can I really start creating a question where I'm going to ask my client, not for ourselves, right? So then try to create that questions with the help of what, why, when, where, who, why. Okay. Please try to send the details. Okay. So five people has sent, six people has sent. Only way to get this skill is start working on it. Only way to get this skill. Each task that I'm assigning would be your roles and responsibilities. When somebody asks you in an interview question, hey, how did you shoot out the questions to your client? Oh, I try to go with the 5W1H. I'll try to ask for every particular aspect of the particular requirement or maybe the project. Let's say what, why, when, where, who, and how. So most of the information I'll get to know so that I can proceed further. Dot. Okay, good, good. Okay, 16 plus 2, 18. 17 plus 2, 19. It's just you need to ask questions. That's it. There's nothing else. You need to ask questions and you need to create those questions, and that is really important for you. So 22, I look forward everybody's participation, please. Everybody's participation. This task will have 5 points. This task will have 5 points. Good. 21 people has sent. Still I'm waiting. Please try to send the details. 23. One last minute. Kindly send the details and raise your hand. Kindly send the details and raise your hand. 34. Very good. I see one person has sent very well. So I really liked it. A detailed level of questions and answers. Like what is it? A unified platform, a complete financial ecosystem, integrated UPI, a digital wallet, Amazon Pay balance, and buy now, pay later, whatever extended service. And why we use it? High success rate offers 99% success rate for the wallet UPIs. Okay, reward system, very good. And then where to use it, online and offline, wherever it is, or maybe if you are implementing for a particular geolocation, you can mention that. Who is it for? So it is for the general users, or maybe do you have any specific benefits to a particular set of users? That's very good. How to use it, setting up, like how to set it up, how to make the transaction. That's it. Like most of the project answers are already there into that list. That's good. What is Amazon Pay, and why should users use Amazon Pay? Okay. When can you use Amazon Pay Plus? Okay, good. And who can use Amazon Pay Plus? How can you activate and use? Very good. Yeah. This is what something how you should be able to start coming up with the questions, right? The questions are very simple and straightforward. Why, what Amazon Pay enhanced digital payment and financial services? Why user use multiple? They wanted to start even lending services. I don't know whether they have started or not. They want to start lending services, especially to the business users. Phase two, phase three, good. Like this is what something you need to start writing it down. I really appreciate whoever has participated. I'll see the other answers also the end of the day. But I wanted everybody to participate. So kindly start participating into these activities because it's your first time. You don't try to be worried about whether I'm doing extra job or not. It's just your first time. When it is a first time, whatever you are doing is 99% it is good, right? So, so I want you to start practice and participate, please. Okay. Let's try to take a 10 minutes break and then we will start our journey. Let me set my timer. Okay.